What's up, my Broodwar brothers? Welcome to a very special presentation, the continuation of the KCM ladies. This is the finals of 2022 Season 2. We're starting off game number 1 here. The top left-hand corner, blue, it is Agong. And down in the bottom left, we've got Chu. Let's bring up the players list here, and our big names for today definitely going to be Toss Girl and Bohai. This is really a Toss Girl versus Bohai finals, but nice thing about KCM, all best of ones here, and anyone can go on a streak, a hot streak, if they've got a great build that they've been working on with these new maps, if they've been practicing really hard and pushing the envelope here. Anyone can win a best of one, guys. Even against Bohai or Toss Girl. But it's not going to be either of those two to start this off. It's going to be Chu and Agong. So we'll see how this one goes. I don't know these players too well, guys. I'll be honest. Have not been following the ladies scene nearly as closely as the men's scene, of course. I rarely cast this, but that's just kind of normal. I don't think that there's nearly as much viewership for this ladies, either on my channel or on the Africa TV channel, but I think it's still important. And it is kind of fun to watch this very high level, but not top tier play every once in a while. Of course, we always love to see what the best players in the world have to offer, but these players are training with a lot of the best players in the world. They have their trainers. Over on Protoss, we have, what was the name of the trainer? Actually, I am forgetting his name now. He was in the last video. But on the Terran squad, I'll look it up in the next game, between the games, actually. But, on the Terran squad, it is Toss Girl leading the team. So, a pro player from the male scene is leading the girls for the Protoss, but the Terran squad, it's just Toss Girl, man. That's just how strong Toss Girl is overall. She is confident to just take over that role, coach all of her fellow ladies, and we'll see what she's coached Chu to bring out here. It's like a barracks in the front. I'm a little bit surprised that she's going for a barracks here, because there is this cannon. Well, that cannon is gonna really shut this down if she ends up trying to attack that high ground cannon. Maybe she can pull it off if she comes from the right hand side. But we've already got a Zealot here. This was not a super greedy fast expand from Agong. He does have that Nexus coming down, but the cannon was very swift. And yeah, we do have a cancel on that barracks there in the center. Chu switching it up. She's just going to drop a command center here, but it'll be tough to hold off. She did delay that command center by a bit. She stopped mining gas as well, and she's going to take some damage from the Zealot, it looks like. Hey, gotta be careful here. Only 3 Marines. 3 Marines can beat this, but 4 is what really wrecks the Zealot, and Agong just backs off after losing a bit of shields. Not gonna lose that Zealot, being nice and careful there. There's no quick second Zealot coming across the map, so she doesn't go for it. A pylon down in the bottom right is a bit curious. Ooh, DT. We're gonna have a gateway in the bottom right, maybe even 2 gateways possibly. And a couple of DTs coming into Chu's natural at a very early time. Actually, it's a little bit funny. That I don't know how much closer this one is over here. I think you just build one. Build another gateway in the natural? No, you don't build gateways in your natural, but I feel like, yeah, it's not even really that worth it to build a gateway down in the bottom right, is it? To build your... Okay, robotics. Is it going to be a drop with DT as well? I'm a little bit confused here. Okay, DT drop. And nothing being built in the bottom right, so just a pylon. Scouting pylon down there for now. Aegon going for the DT drop. See how Chu reacts here. What is the timing on her comsats? The bunker is super late. Holy. With only 3 Marines? Oh man, Chu. Running a real risk there of getting broken if a couple of zealots and a dragoon walked up there. It's just totally possible. With no bunker, no tank, and no vultures either, it would have been a bit of a slaughter. You really rely on that bunker early game to buy time for that first tank to come out, but she gets the bunker a little later. That actually works out really nicely for Chu. She starts to supply depots, a little bit supply blocked right now. Gonna be kind of a long one, 44 or 44. It's a typical time to get supply blocked, unfortunately. Really painful. Not as painful as some of the lower supply blocks, but it still hurts. You're trying to get some units out right now. Chu has nothing on the field except for this bunker, and there's a DT drop coming in. Could really use some vultures with mines right now, but she does have 1 vulture. She's gonna get a couple more here, and turrets are coming up as well. I don't think she has any comsats, so those turrets are gonna be vital. Does she have any vision of this DT drop coming in? I don't think so, but there is a turret. Oh, now she sees it. She does see it, but the turret is just a little bit too far away. Oh, these DTs possibly going into range. SCV is going to be transferred away. Mines getting laid here. A little bit closer would be nice. Needs a turret just below this. Ooh, gets a couple more kills on those SCVs. 2 kills on that DT. Oh, another 3 vultures going down. That's so painful for Chu. Her army is being eviscerated at the same time as their economy. And Aegon taking a huge lead here. Arbiter Tribunal on the way. Gonna be an Arbiter game. Not gonna transfer this into Storm drops, which is usually where you end up seeing this type of play going. My goodness, 18 health. That's so frustrating. Just gonna hold position that DT in the mineral line, actually. Hope that some SCVs get transferred back, or that she waits for a long time to transfer those back. Chu not really handling this DT drop well. She's taking so much damage and not transferring these workers back yet. It's hurting her so much. She's gonna try to get this counter drop off. 2 vultures though, just chilling here, not doing anything. Go, go, go. These vultures gotta get going. Could have actually gotten some mines on that ramp potentially, but now just gonna run in here, target down nothing, and the 2... Oh my god, she actually did transfer back. Oh, that's so bad. Oh, that's so bad. Gonna get some kills here with this Dark Templar. And these mines, trying to clear it with mines is just so rough. There we go. Finally gonna get a comsat. Comsat so late. And Chu just eating plates of it right now. Oh my goodness. Not able to mine off this main base for so long. This is incredibly frustrating. That 18 health DT did so much this game. That's definitely the MVP DT of this game. MVP unit, excuse me. Of course, the MVP DT. There was only 2, but I digress. We've got cannons here on the high ground. These are actually pretty annoying, to be honest. Cannon on high ground is pretty frustrating to deal with sometimes if you're a little bit slower than these pro players. Like, Cannon there. Like, moving your tanks just in range and getting the vision to hit it, like, it slows you down a little bit. It does. You have to do an extra siege. You have to get that scan or that something run up the high ground, target that cannon. A bit frustrating, so I like to play from Aegon. It's just a little extra defense against those vultures that'll eventually be on this map. We haven't really gotten any vulture harassment from Chu that was successful. And Aegon is growing like crazy here, doubling the supply of her opponent, and we've got a big force moving through the middle of the map with the Arbiter as well. If Aegon decides to move her army down here, and she does have vision of that army, by the way, this is all the tanks in Chu's army, could easily be taken down with a quick Arbiter move if the scan isn't fast enough. Just a few zealots adding onto this army is going to be enough to tank those first couple of shots from these tanks, and then she should be able to dive on the rest. Chu just not aware of this movement right now, leaving most of her tanks in the natural. These rallies are really going to hurt her, and zealot bombs in the middle as well. Oh man, it's even worse than I thought. Completely destroyed this position, and the third will go down. Losing the third like this is incredibly demoralizing, and she does GG out. Chu leaves the game, and Aegon is our first victor of the night. Alright, Chu goes down. Bit unfortunate there, but it is what it is. Applaud her for trying. It's gotta be stressful playing in a tournament with giants. Big sister, Toss Girl looking down on her, coaching her and watching her play. That's got to be a lot of pressure, especially as a relatively unknown player here in this finals. Anyway, hope she does great things in the future. Could be in a couple of seasons we'll be talking about Chu as the up-and-coming star, but we don't know. For now, she's been eliminated. Next up, we've got, I believe, this is Bora. Just kind of guessing because of the name. I'm gonna take a look here. The Korean name. Yes, it is indeed Bora. I have a list here. Lets me know. Can't really see up there at the top left-hand corner. I should actually get an overlay for that. Yeah, let's get an overlay for that. But maybe for the names. No, just put it in the top left. That'll be good enough. That's for sure something that's got to be done, right? I'm lazy. I apologize, guys. But men's KCM, they do have the gamer tags up in the top left, so not used to that factor. It'll come, guys. It'll come eventually. We're pulling the SCVs. Here we go, Bora. Not going to allow this Nexus first to go unanswered here. Sending a whole bunch of SCVs with these two Marines. The third being rallied across. This is a little less SCVs than we see normally. 2 gates gonna be the answer. Aegon maybe not super comfortable with her probe micer. Great block there with the SCVs, but the probes make their mineral walk through and they get a pretty decent surround. Can she actually get this Marine in the bunker? The bunker is finished, but it's just not gonna have a Marine in it. This is great micro. Wow, I was gonna say Aegon maybe not confident in her probe micro, but that was beautiful. Really crushing this attack. Marine is going to come back for a little bit more. But the probes are just being microed so beautifully. Awesome surround once again. And great pullbacks of the damaged probes there as they were being focused by the Marines. Just, a perfect hold there by Aegong. She's going to be feeling so good now in this game with that early Nexus already mining here. Double probe production and a couple of Zealots going to be coming out shortly. Maybe she even skips a Zealot at this point, actually. She also stole the gas. Oh, man. This is rough for our Terran race, man. Guys, just a reminder here that Terran was the first race out of KCM. They came in first place. They seeded into this final. And Protoss managed to take out Zerg in a semifinal, so that's pretty rough to go down one game already and then be in such a bad position here to start game number 2. We might be having a Toss Girl versus Protoss finals. A 4 versus 1 is possible. With the way Aegong is playing right now, she may end up getting an all kill, guys. A reminder that an all kill is 3 kills of an enemy race. If you're in the finals and you get 3 kills, it's still considered an all kill. You don't have to get the 4th kill. I don't know why they decided to make that rule, but that is one of the rules for all kill. So potentially Aegon could take out the 3 other Terrans, and then Toss Girl might be left to last. We don't know. Maybe they'll send out Toss Girl next instead of Darren. Maybe Aegon will beat Toss Girl too. That would be impressive. Insanely impressive. But with the way she's microing and the decision making so far in both games, I would say she has a pretty fair shot. Albeit in the last game, a Choose Micro was pretty rough. If we don't focus on that negative aspect, we can take a look at Aegon. Aegong's Micro was pretty damn good, man. And it's been good so far this game. We'll see if she can keep it up. Engineering Bay coming up here, but Aegong's looking for a 4th. Or 3rd, excuse me. Whoa. Getting ahead of ourselves here. Robotic Support Bay. And we're going to have a Reaver game from Aegon. Wonder what her micro looks like when it comes to Reaver play. That's the sign of a truly strong Protoss versus Terran players. When that micro, that Reaver micro becomes top notch, it becomes so incredibly scary in the early mid game. Looks like getting a nice little scout there at the front, but Bora miscontrolling the SCV lets it go down pretty easily. Not really leaving any openings here, and no vultures on the map to take advantage of any openings either. Getting limited information there. But she should be pretty confident that something is coming out. We do have the turret at the front and a group of units here in the main. Turrets are nicely placed for response to DTs. However, these are not anti-Reaver turrets, so you can see that Bora is truly in the dark here about the tech decision coming out of Aegon. And we'll see, where does Aegon take her shuttle start things off? It is closer to take it to the main base, but I think she could do more damage here in the natural, and there's quite a bit in terms of defenses here. Although it will be easy to pick off from range. Maybe she can drop and start to hit some of these turrets in the main. Supply depot. Could mess up the AI if the Reaver goes behind the mineral patches, but she drops out in the main base, and nice defense there from Bora, just sieging one tank up. That's a very good move. Force the pickup of the Reaver, keep the other tank mobile, just in case she moves somewhere else. That tank can reposition and siege up. Adding on some more factories here, and a third base coming up as well. We're gonna have upgrade mech, up mech. For those of you stylish folks. Up mech gonna be the choice here, and don't blame her, just take it slow. Take this into the later game. A lot of players have a difficult time dealing with late game Terran. Nice shot there with the Reaver, gets about 3 kills, I think. 3 solid kills for that Reaver, so I think Aegon gonna probably just take her winnings there and run back. This shuttle can park itself out in front of the Terran Natural for now, and just wait for any units to start to come forward. I think diving in here again would be a mistake, and she's not going to. She's just going to sit here and wait for the move out. The timing here from Boris right on time. 11 minutes. We're going to be taking that third base now. But Aegon is on top of this as well. Her army spreading out here across the map, getting ready for this push forward. Any units that are sent a little bit too far ahead of this tank force are going to get crushed. If she starts to move forward a little bit too quickly with the tanks as well, before these turrets are finished, we could see a dive here with the shuttle as well. Zealot bombs would be very strong against this army. Good slow move out so far from Bora, and the scanning was very nice as well, getting a good bead on that army out on the map, knowing exactly where it's at, and moving out with the turrets. Where's the third base going to go to? I think it's headed to the upper left, which always feels a little confusing to me. Ooh, a run by. Not quite able to get in there. Unfortunate. These 3 vultures, the only excursion that Boris had on the map so far. Look for a probe here and could end up finding it. That would be huge. Kill this probe out on the map. Yes, she will find it. Oh. Nexus? Oh, she gets the Nexus. That was pretty good. Nice job, Aegon. Getting that Nexus down was a great choice. At the very last possible second, or not able to deny that. Just think about the travel time for that probe. Would have added quite a few extra seconds onto that 4th Nexus timing, but Aegon gets it down. Can send another probe later to shore up the defenses, get some pylons and cannons in that location. For now, just gonna stay out on the map here. And not gonna take this fight against Bora as she pushes for the 3rd as well. Just gonna be content to hold that 4th base. These vultures getting a little bit of damage at least with the mines. It is quite frustrating to continuously send out observers and dragoons against a Terran player who mines the front of your base whenever you're on the other side of the map. You're doing other things. And hitting those zealots with some mines is huge damage, and it makes a big difference in these engagements. These zealots are quite damaged and will end up dying a lot faster to the splash damage of the tanks. And it really is the zealots that end up breaking the line most of the time, right? Those dragoons are great support. They're awesome as the kind of the backbone of the army. They're very difficult or expensive to produce. Elite beacon. Okay, we're gonna have a carrier transition here. Aegon takes a look at the long push out here from Bora. The defensiveness of her play, and judges it to be a little bit too slow. It's time to switch into Stargates here, to switch into carriers. But she... Oh, she sees a cybernetics core. Okay, it's spinning. Let's see if she recognizes this as a carrier transition here. I think she will figure this out, but... Oh, the second cybernetics core is a dead giveaway. I'm not sure if that was in the frame, though. Oh my goodness, going up to 4 Stargates. That is craziness. And she should have stasis as well. So stasis is going to buy a lot of time here as the carriers are being incremented out. But 1 round of carriers is huge. It's going to be 4 carriers at a time popping out and taking the 6th base as well. No, 5th base, excuse me. I'm once again getting way ahead of myself. The 5th base here coming out from Aegon. And coming in with a drop here as well. Is there... No, just a Reaver. No Storm available yet. Would be a little bit crazy to go 4 Stargates and Storm. For sure. So just going to have the Reaver here. Dealing a little bit of damage. Getting a couple of SCV kills. But overall, not the biggest swing here for Aegon. And now that her Reaver's gone, I'm a little bit afraid that Bora is about to unsiege and just go full on the attack here. At 190 supply, she's definitely ready to do so. +2 is done. +3 is on the way. No armor. Double armory. Which is a little bit strange, but... Still, having that +2 done is the real breaking point here. The timing that you kind of want to hit here is Bora, and I'm a little bit confused why she's not ready to move out at this point. Is she waiting for an upgrade? Is she waiting for a science facility? Or a science, vessel? She has all of her units together here, and the carriers are starting to come out. We don't have any Goliaths in this army except for those 2 at the 3rd base that we saw earlier. Defending against the Reaver, and Bora's still just chilling here waiting. This is a common mistake at lower MMR that we see on the ladder. A lot of people have trouble dealing with this, me included, when I play Terran, is when you're kind of turtling up as a Terran player and you're focused on these upgrades, you're really macroing as hard as you can. Knowing the right time to push out can be very difficult. Especially if you have no idea about the carrier tech transition. Waiting for another upgrade, maybe? Is the 3rd done? +3, maybe finishing up now. And finally gonna move forward here. Let's see how it goes. Bora taking his high ground, moving through the center of the map. Looking to take the highest of the high ground, and Aegon rightly moving around the left-hand side. She's just going to avoid this fight here. See if she can draw the army back and buy a little bit more time. We've got a bunch of carriers coming and very little anti-air available for the Terrans. Looks like a few probes just being sent in one by one by Aegon, just to kind of note the positioning here. That's how far Aegon feels she is ahead at this point. Able to just completely sacrifice probes just for information here, and is doing a full-on counterattack, forcing Bora to turn around. Look at this. Bora walked all the way across the map before turning this army, not really buying it that this was going to be a full-on base tradey situation here, and Bora's base goes down immediately. That command center is definitely gonna die, and there's no... Oh, the stasis on double science vessel is so strong here. These stasis doing great work for Aegon. She doesn't have too many tanks left over at this point. She's got 4 tanks over here, a bunch of tanks moving towards this 4th and 5th base, but these carriers are out on the field now, and the carriers can clean up these tanks very easily, and the army is cleaning up everything else. So although Nexuses have been killed, the army supply of Bora is hurting so badly right now. GG! The carriers reveal themselves, and Bora taps out another victory for Protoss, another win for Aegon. Alright, so in fact, it is Darren coming out as our 3rd Terran player of the night. Aegon on a serious tear, making a name for herself here in the ladies finals of the KCM 2022 Season 2. Thank you so much for joining me, you guys. Really is a pleasure. Hope you guys are enjoying this series. Make sure to hit the subscribe button. I doubt there are many people watching that are this deep into StarCraft. If you're really this deep into StarCraft and you're not subscribed to me, what are you doing with your life? Are you just trolling or creeping on a accountless YouTube browser, or what are you doing? Really curious, actually. You on like incognito browsing and watching my channel? I wonder if there's some serious nerds on Python right now that are just completely off grid in terms of their data. I'm sure there's going to be a growing number of people who are like that in the future, right? People who just completely disconnect from Apple or Windows and just go, you know, screw it. Gonna do my best to hide my data, to control my online information, and not use, you know, not use any of these browsers or plugins or cookies or anything. Try to be as invisible as possible on the internet. I'm sure that's going to be a thing that grows in popularity in the future. It does give up some of your information. I guess you could just have like random YouTube account, but still signing in every time you go online with your same YouTube name, that's, even if you're browsing with VPN or with even Tor browser or whatever, or what's the other browser that supposedly never keeps any of your information? I actually can't remember. It's been a long time since I was really into that stuff. It's like a couple of Marines just chilling here in the front. They have a great wall in behind them, so they can retreat, but that Marine actually could have gone for that Marine, because the way that it was moving towards the crack was definitely going to bounce there. Does get one of the Marines now and deal some serious damage to that SCV. 2 Marines is significantly worse than 3 Marines, so gonna be able to dive forward here, get a couple more hits on these 2 Marines and force them back through. This is a great move. Oh, those Marines bouncing a little bit, and does pick off that SCV. Now with 3 Marines here, should be able to finish this one off. Pulling back the wrong Marine, a little bit unfortunate there, but does get some good micro at the end, finishing off that Zealot, and the command center will resume constructing. Darren gets her command center first, and our command center after barracks, excuse me, gasless fast expand, and Aegon will grab her Nexus a little bit later. Does also get some good damage to slow things down. So I would say very even game here now. Couple of SCVs getting picked off, but the earlier command center versus losing a couple of zealots in a much later command center. Yeah, it feels pretty even. Robotics now. Aegon gonna go for a similar strategy, perhaps. Taking the Reaver Micro in that last game. Did a great job. Taking off SCVs. Wasn't any game-winning damage, but she got it done. Kept her opponent in her base for a good amount of time as well. Slowed her down. Darren gonna get the full scout off here in the main base. She knows exactly what's coming. A little different than a previous, where Bora just really didn't know for certain that there was going to be a Reaver on the way. This time, Darren can throw down her turrets in a better defensive position. She can go ahead and get that ring of turrets around her main base and natural to make sure that this Reaver doesn't deal any significant damage. A little bit of harassment here. And a starport in the main, actually. So Darren going straight to starport. That's interesting. Wanting to get a quick dropship, potentially for some vulture harassment, but she needs this tank right away, and that means that with the tank popping out and siege mode being researched as well, so we're not going to have any upgrades on these vultures by the time this dropship is ready. The drop is going to go across the map here with a couple of vultures inside. Actually, maybe one upgrade can finish this. Dropship is a little slowed down here. I saw a Citadel on the side of Aegon. She must be going for a more shuttle-focused style. I don't see the robotics producing anything at the moment, but I'm assuming we're gonna have speed shuttle style, potentially. Great pull here by Aegon, but it's a little bit doomed here. Gonna lose quite a few probes. I think about 5 or maybe even 6 probes have already gone down. These 2 more probes on the gas just about loses that last one, but in the end manages to stop that. The Stargate coming up here, so I think not gonna go for that style I mentioned earlier with the speed shuttles. I think this will be a 3-base arbiter play. This is Templar Archives. Should be an Arbiter Tribunal set down pretty much immediately after. They take the same amount of time to build. Oh wait, you need that for the other one. Hold on. A little bit of a mistake there, guys. Actually, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to throw down the Stargate and the Templar Archives at the same time. My bad. My bad. And when those two buildings finish, they are both what is required to produce a Arbiter Tribunal, so then you can produce those Arbiters. Looks like this shuttle gonna head out directly in the path of the Observer. Kind of unfortunate for Darren. Great news for Aegon. She's gonna know this dropship's coming from a mile away. Get that Dragoon on the high ground in preparation for this. And Darren gonna go ahead and start to kill the power generator here in the center right. That's gonna net her a pretty quick, easy 3rd base, but Aegon already ahead of the game, taking the 3rd already. Darren just gonna make sure that no extra base is being built here. Yeah, putting a mine in that location. We will find out when that third 3 o'clock base ends up getting taken. Gonna drop here with the tank. Could get a siege up and quite a few kills here in the mineral line. There we go. 1 kill. But after this tank kills the cannon, I don't think there'll be much more damage going down. Maybe one more. Should be sieging up here shortly, though. And extricating herself from the situation. Nope, gonna lose the tank. Possibly even the dropship as well. Yeah, dropship gonna fall. Darn just a little bit slow on that move, but overall a great move. That 1 tank cleaning up quite a few probes there. The vultures jumped on the probe line as well. And the dropship harass in this game has been really decent. I hope that she builds another one here because Aegon is spreading out very far on the map. Another dropship to come down to that bottom left would be very strong, but so far not building that. She's focusing on her macro here. Gonna be going for up mech, of course. On 3 base. The 4th base is not too bad to try and snag in this location. As long as she keeps scanning, making sure that there's no carrier transition happening. I think that Darn can definitely do this. The double armory. 2nd armory on the way. And +2 about to start. At science facility finishing up. Gonna be the start of +2. There's a scan. Checking out to see if the cybernetics core is spinning. It's great information for Darren. Gotta keep an eye on that. Don't want to suffer the same fate as Bora in that last game. But so far, no signs here from Aegon of a transition. Could end up building it down in the bottom left, I mean. Adding in extra cybernetics core can be a sneaky move. Great pull away there from Aegon. She is so quick with the probe pulls. A sign of a great player, for sure. Getting those probes away as quickly as possible. Saving as many of their lives as she can. And there's only 1 probe down here in the bottom left. She is going to lose, looks like, the cannon. But the Nexus should be 100% fine. And every single one of these vultures will die. Darn just going to replace these with a bunch of tanks. Her supply is actually ahead of the Protoss right now, so she's macroing like crazy. Even getting some mines in her main base now, making sure she's prepared for any recalls potential in the future. This is the part where you start to land SCVs on the outside of the base at the top left, or at the top right, excuse me, and build turrets in the top center to stop recalls from coming into the main. But in all seriousness, though, she needs to get more turrets up, I think, if she wants to actually stop a Arbiter from coming in. You need about 3 turrets side by side, and that's if they don't use hallucination. It can be really rough. The other way to do it, of course, is just fill your base with mines. That does help to a degree, but you really don't want to allow the recall in just in general if possible. Here's going to be the first recall. Aegon sending her Arbiter around the bottom side of the map. Has the energy to do so and has the army ready and waiting here. Sending it into the 3rd base. Going to be a good target with only 1 tank and not too many mines at this location. This is going to do quite a bit of damage here and slow down Terran by quite a lot. The bunker goes down with relative ease. No surround on that with the SCVs to keep that alive for a little bit longer. And Darn just starting to push across the map. She's not taking any shit here. Just gonna lift her command center and bail on all these turrets. She's got so much infrastructure down here with all these turrets. I guess there is still quite a bit of mines, so those dragoons and zealots will probably end up killing themselves if they try to run out of that location. And Aegong's not too high on the supply, 172 for Darren, and she's pushing right here into the natural. Yeah, look at how many things have died from that recall in the third base. Darren with the killer instinct here. The moment that recall went through, pulling the trigger on an attack. Zealots do not have speed, by the way. That is rough here for Darren, or for Aegon, just struggling to get on top of these tanks with anything, and she's barely lost any units during this fight so far. Darren sieging up right here in the natural, gonna start to push up onto the high ground as well. Could be unadvisable, but this is a pretty decent one to be pushing up, right? Potentially. Aegon taking a base in the bottom right. She's just gonna sack her natural, try to protect the main base, and then take more bases on the other side of the map. We've got 1,400 minerals in the bank for Aegon, and a bunch of gateways going down in the bottom left, so she's prepared to take this late. Hopefully Darren doesn't waste too many units coming up this ramp. Aegon is hoping for that fact, though. Really banking on it, in fact. Trying to send her few zealots that she has forward here to just soak up some damage. Try to kill off these Goliaths. Goliaths not the greatest against dragoons, but with that tank support, they can absolutely clean up here on this high ground. Tanks finally coming up this ramp, but there's nothing here for Aegon to send forward to try and deal with them. Ooh, an EMP goes down. Darren really playing well here against this style, making sure that she's got the EMPs on those critical arbiters, not taking the bait of trying to clear a recall in her third base as the perfect answer for pretty much everything Aegon is doing, and she's losing her main, which is not supposed to happen. You really should be able to hold your main base, or at least make it incredibly painful for the Terran player to take that. Building tons of zealots and just running them on top of the tanks as they try to mount that high ground. This is generally how it's done, but Darren putting on a clinic here, just crushing the main base of Aegon, forcing her to produce so many pylons. This is a crazy number of pylons over in the bottom left, having to be thrown down here just to get her out of a supply block. Arbiter at the north here, trying to fly towards the main base, but EMP is ready. Arbiter loses its energy, and Darren once again successfully landing EMPs here in the mid-late game. Aegon got that bottom right, but I don't think that Darren is too worried about it. She's at 199 supply. A lot of money here for Aegon to start rebuilding her infrastructure in the bottom left. Refugee Protoss to the extreme now. No home to return to. Not only no natural, but no home in general. And actually a SCV does make its way to that top side. Start to throw down some turrets there on that low ground. And assist, trying to make that base a little bit safer from the eventual recalls that will come. Arbiter sent a little too far forward, gets EMP'd. So many great EMPs have gone down this game. And probes transferring, not able to make their way to that next base. Actually, a big army coming forward here. Aegon cleaning up a little bit of this tank force, but most of the zealots get eliminated and the dragoons forced to retreat. Darren just so aggressive, heading down towards this bottom left on the warpath right here. Not worried at all about taking fights against these punny Protoss forces. No spells here to assist. It's a good reason why she's just barreling forward right now. She's also taking a base in the top left, shoring up her lead, making sure that she's even more ahead. Not just focusing on ending this game, but staying defensive as well. Has some mines and vultures, kind of slowing things down here while reinforcements try to arrive. GG. Aegong taps out and Darn is victorious. That was a real tour de force there for Darn, taking down Aegong, who just moments ago pretty easily wiped out Chu and then Bora, albeit a little bit less easily, but still a very convincing game. Both of those were. And then Darn turns around and just smacks her in the face. Smacks the mouse out of her hand and says, "This is how you play StarCraft." Now let's go on to our game number 4. Who can take down Darn? Is it going to be Bohai? Or are they going to send out Anna and Chestnut to try first? Let's see who's sent out here for game number 4. Oh, what's KCM got there? Is he going to pop the cherry here? Pop the fireworks? I always love KCM's face when he pops the most non-aggressive firework ever. What is... Oh. It broke. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna do a replay of that face. That is hilarious. What's up, everybody? I am back. Took a little break there. Had a nice sleep. Went back to work. It is now the next day. And we are back into the action. We've got Darn here in the top right-hand corner. And Chestnut down in the bottom left. That blue Protoss. Let's see how she does here. I think she's a bit of a newer player. Haven't seen her before. It's a new name. Forced me to actually make this or the Protoss font a little bit smaller because it was not going to fit. Chestnut is a long ass name, especially in Starcraft font, so I had to size it down a little bit. It's all good though. We got her down here in the bottom left. I do appreciate some creativity in the naming from these Korean players. Sometimes they get a little bit redundant, you know, how many heroes there are out there. Something nice like Sulky is a pretty sweet name. I know that sounds a little bit hypocritical coming from someone who couldn't even think up a creative name for himself, but it is what it is, guys. Look, when I started this channel, I had no idea it was going to be anything. I just thought, wow, let's give it a shot. Maybe I'll make myself have some sort of a theme on my channel. If you guys have been here for a long time, you know that I used to do intros with Dragon Ball themed intros, Dragon Ball characters, and kind of ironic things in my intros. I don't know. It seemed like a good idea at the time. Maybe I need to change my name. I may end up doing that at some point. Gotta think of something that represents me. I don't know what that is, but I'll keep you updated on that. Looks like a Zed Scout here from Darn. She's gonna find her opponent at the very latest possible time. A Zealot hiding here behind the mineral patches. Not 100% sure what that's for, but gonna chill there for a little bit. I think it should be heading out here pretty soon. Still sitting back here, just kind of waiting. Seeing what it can see. Marine's gonna try and block this probe from getting in. They're actually gonna stop it from scouting the main base, which is a bit of a win here for Darren. Does stop that. And now I'm not sure what she's gonna do. I guess sending both Zealot and Dragoon across the map here is gonna get scouted by Darren. Which, I mean, also annoying. Still hiding this Zealot, though. Interesting. I don't think she... Oh, yeah, she did actually spot that Zealot. Fortunately, moving the Zealot out before the Vision could retreat there. I don't know how surprising one single Zealot is going to be. As it comes into the natural here, it might help out a little bit, but... Well, if there's no bunker here, that could be kind of annoying. Zealot plus Dragoon wrecks 3 Marines pretty darn bad. Even without that range, so... The bunker coming up here. Let's see what kind of damage can get done here by Chestnut. She's going in right now. Let's see it. Darn. Bringing out the Vulture here. That's going to do a lot of damage to this Zealot. Zealot going to go down rather quickly here, and the Dragoon will just have to retreat. This Vulture will end up slipping out here. Just needs to get a little bit of space going, get some heals from this SCV as well. Should be able to slip out here in just another moment. A Vulture expand from Darn. No tank just yet. So she is going to take some damage on this bunker and have to repair for a little while. I think upgrading mines here maybe. Darn, going to lay down those mines shortly. Either mines or speed. Yeah, speed actually. Okay, getting that speed. Quick run by here, and Chestnut gonna have to scramble to get some defenses in place. She's setting up a pylon wall here at the front. Does manage to get the Dragoon down the wall. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. That Dragoon not placed on hold position. And she is gonna lose so many probes here. She did everything right except hitting hold position on that Dragoon. And she is going to pay for it with her life in this game. Seriously, this is game-ending damage here with these 2 Vultures killing off just about every single probe. If I was on ladder right now, I would just tap out immediately here because there's almost no way to come back with only 5 probes in the natural and about, what is this, 10 probes in the main? Oh, man. 15 probes total. And her supply has dropped down to just 24. There's the same amount of probes just in the main base here. And she's mining very nicely in the natural as well. 2 tanks have popped out. I think that when Chestnut gets across the map here and tries to break into this front, I think she just gets repulsed and leaves the game. This is a disappointing finish here for Chestnut. Ugh. Really does hurt to see a player go down like this. Adding on more factories here. Darren not going to mess around. Just throwing down that production. Canceling her SCV production here. And wants to end the game right away. And it's the correct choice because trying to get back in it, Chestnut is going to throw down an immediate 3rd base way too early. This 3rd base is a very, very quick, and it's in her mind gonna try to help her get back into this game, make it happen. But Darn is just gonna pull the trigger here right away. +1 attack coming in very, very soon. And there's just not going to be enough here for Chestnut. It's like rock, paper, scissors after that initial damage. Chestnut threw the quick expand, and Darn threw the 5 factory attack, and it's basically scissors to your rock there, or scissors to your paper there. Guess it doesn't matter. This is a silly what's it called? A very silly metaphor here that I'm trying to make work. But 3 tanks gonna move out here. Let's see if they can pick up a kill on a Dragoon. Yeah, are gonna get that 1 kill. Might even get a second. It was close. She does back away. Chestnut taking some losses already. She's adding on quite a few gateways, but I think it's just going to be a little too late here. She can't really transfer too many probes to that third base because, honestly, she doesn't really have that many probes to begin with. That's a lot of gates, and she does have the shuttle. So not everything is, it's not over yet, guys, but we've got vultures on the map as well, and the defenses here are very scant for our Protoss player. These vultures could get in here and get a few kills. Picking off one probe. Certainly could have gotten more had she sent both vultures, but she wasn't aware of that position. And now that she's drawn the Dragoons back towards the main base, moving across the map here, this should be checkmate. A great move by Darn. You can see her skill and understanding of this game as she draws those units back with just 2 vultures, forcing a ton of Dragoons to run on back home. And to get on top of these 2 tanks, but no splash damage to hit these. Darn expertly moving towards this third base, hasn't taken any losses thus far, and will just be rallying up those factories to this position, getting ready to try and end this one. Marines need to come forward here and push away this shuttle. Shuttle is the one thing that could possibly break this, a big mine drag from a drop to Zealot onto a bunch of tanks. Could actually turn things around a little bit. It's gonna take a miracle though, and that's not what she was looking for. The turret just picks off that shuttle. The tanks are in great position here, gonna get right up in the natural with a ton of mines in front of them. These Dragoons gonna move in from the right hand side. Some Zealots trying to run in from the left, but the vultures perfectly placed here, just batting away those Zealots. And the Dragoons melt away. GG is called. And Darren takes down her 2nd kill of the night. Bit of a reversal here. Bit of a reversal indeed. Chestnut goes down. Only Anna and Bohai are left standing from the Protoss squad. Let's go into our game number 5. Alright, on to our next one. We've got Darren versus Bohai. Bohai down here in the bottom left. She is the previous ASL Ladies Champion. Most recent season of ASL, the Ladies ASL. So a very, very strong contender. And I feel like we've been having a bit of building going on here so far. Building up to what could be an epic finals. We had Aegong take down both Bora and Chu with relative ease. And then Darren turns around and takes down Aegong and Chestnut with a similar skill gap there. We'll see if Bohai can take down Darren. The levels, it just goes deeper and deeper as we get farther and farther along in this tournament. This week of KCM, this final of the ladies KCM. The power levels are being revealed here. And we'll see if Bohai can actually take out Darren. Or will Darren prove to be a strong contender here for the next season of Ladies ASL? Taking down Bohai would definitely be a step in the right direction, a step towards proving that she is a real contender. That her Terran is to be feared here. Terran versus Protoss so far has been looking really good. But this is the real challenge here. Darren has her natural down. Getting that gases fast expand. Starting her factory now. Meanwhile, we had Bohai with the earlier gas. Getting into her natural now. Everything has been scouted by Darren though. She knows it is a range build. We've seen some of the pro players in KCM skipping over that range upgrade, just going for an earlier robotics. That's not going to be the case here from Bohai. Instead, keeping it normal here, keeping it a little bit more classic. Does lose a Marine there. Gonna deal a little damage here to that natural bunker. Do her best to even out the economic deficit that she finds herself in this early game. Looks like that Marine being reproduced there. Bit of a loss for Darn, but not the worst in the world. This continual repair plus the SCVs being off the line is quite a bit more of a mineral cost here. Still hitting with these two Dragoons. Two more are about to come up, and they are going to try to push these away before 4 Dragoons arrive here in the natural. That's a good call. Expertly done. Darn not moving too far forward with her tank at all. 4 Dragoons are here now. That'll 2-shot a tank, but the siege mode is done. Targets one of the Dragoons, but not the correct one. Could have actually gotten a kill there. Had that other Dragoon been targeted, I think. But now they will have to fall back. Shuttle is out now, and robotics is on the way. We'll be done here shortly, and the Reaver harassment will commence. Where is the engineering bay? There it is. Gets thrown down. No academy just yet, so not gonna have any scans here, but I think she should be able to guess here, just based on the timings of what she saw with that earlier scout, that probably there's going to be a Reaver coming out here soon. One Dragoon sitting out there in the front. Does get pushed away. Darn aggressively shoving forward here. Is she planning to take a third? That seems way too early. Just wants to make some space, it looks like, for these vultures to sneak out, and they do indeed sneak out. Some turrets going down in the main base. Not a complete turret ring, though. So still options for the Reaver to get some damage done here in the main base. 2 vultures here making their way into the natural. This is a great run by for Darren. Gonna get quite a few kills here. Good pulls by Bohai, though, able to shut that down and prevent too many kills from going down. Nice Reaver shot there. Ends up getting a tank already. Oh, but the mine, huge mine, gets 2 kills on these Dragoons. That was an epic mine there. Oh, but this Reaver manages to not get the Scarab down. And Darn gonna continue to push forward here. Is she just going across the map? You have to be a little bit more careful than that, though. Oh, a big shot with the Reaver in the center of that tank clump. And Darn just shoving forward aggressively. Can she actually win the game like this? I feel like this Reaver has gotten so much value. Second Reaver is out. More mines getting their hits in. Bohai's army is looking very weak. She needs to clear this attack. She cannot allow this position to be established. Marines will be killed off. A bunker being built, but both the Marines have died. Darn gonna slowly siege up and move forward here. Couple of good shots from tanks, but Bohai gets a double shot with the Reaver and picks off one of those tanks as they push forward. Her Reaver looking very low now, though, and a big defensive position set up here for Darn. is looking dangerous. Uh-oh. Oh, the Reaver goes down. Tanks up here in the front getting set up. They're dealing damage to these Dragoons in the front. She's creeping ever closer here to the natural. Reavers are picking off units as they come across the map here. Some of these vultures are dying before they can even resupply here. Reach this outpost of the Terran force. Bohai desperately throwing down gateways. She needs just a few more zealots, a few more shuttles to try and break this attack. If she breaks it, she's going to be in a fantastic position. Here it goes now. She's dropping zealots on the tanks, dealing tons of damage with that splash. But is it going to be enough? The army here of Darn just continues to roll forward. Now finally focusing down this tank. Will be able to get it, but loses a tank and a couple of vultures for that cost. Now we'll be able to resupply a bit more easily here. Tanks being healed up. Need to finish that turret as well. We don't have any turrets over these front few tanks, so the shuttles should be able to run rough over them and drop tons of zealots on top of them. These Dragoons running forward. Oh my god, so many Dragoons dying for free here. Finally gonna pull the trigger, start to try and break this attack. Tanks are all kind of clumped up here in the front, but the zealots are just not enough. There's only 1 or 2 zealots in these shuttles, and all of the Dragoons are dying. Zealots finally coming forward here. 1 tank left over. Oh my god, just 1 tank here. And Bohai should be able to break this now. The backbone here of this push has been broken. And, oh wait, hold on. The Zealot gonna die. 2 more Zealots coming up though. Oh, a few more units here coming up with the supply line. Tank gonna fall. Zealots only here for now. And they're gonna be taken out pretty easily by these mines and vultures as they run forward. Mines doing great work there to keep those alive, to keep these final units alive here. This is so back and forth. It's really hard to call. I think that Bohai's held. She loses a few more units there, and Darn continues to push. This is everything. This is all she's got. Nice pick off there. Nice focus fire with the Goliath on the shuttle, and I think there's actually Goliath range as well. It looked like it. So that Nexus is once again under threat. Picks off the... Oh, here they come. The shuttle's coming forward, but instant focus on the shuttle. Shuttle instantly dies there. The probes are coming out, but Darn shuts that down. Tanks crushing everything. The vultures here on the right-hand side gonna kill off the final few probes, and it feels like Bohai's maybe her macro slipping a little bit here with 1,200 minerals in the bank and quite a few quite a lot of gateways in the main, but just not able to produce enough to break this attack. She loses the Nexus here in the natural. The Nexus in the third is completely forfeit now. And Darn has done it. She's broken through. She's going to take this game, and another win here for the Terrans. Oh, man, this is so brutal for Protoss, losing their ringer here in match number 5. Of course, they can bring her back a little bit later, but the dedicated push here from Darn proving to be too much to handle, and Bohai crumbles. Still no zealot speed here for Bohai. Desperately going to try and fight this army here in the front, but tanks are way too spread. The vulture rallies arrive just in time. Going to throw down these mines in the front, and the tanks can kind of unsiege and move forward here if they want to, but she just sits out barely in range of the Nexus here in the front. There's really nothing that Bohai can do to bring things back now. Vultures are patrolling everywhere, making sure that no sneak bases come down for Bohai. Darren's gotta be heart pounding, even in this moment when she's so far ahead. She's about to beat the ASL Ladies Champion, and she's done it. GG. Bohai taps out. Darren takes that victory and puts her team in a great position to take this finals. And carrying the torch here. Darren taking out 3 Protoss, getting an all kill as well. Beautiful, beautiful play. Only Anna remains, so we'll have our next game, Anna versus Darren. That's coming up here in just a moment. Okay, shocking result. Shocking result indeed in that last game. Darren taking down Bohai. Now we're on to Anna, the Protoss squad. Down in the bottom right, the blue. And here in the bottom left, on a streak right now with 3 kills. An all kill here for Darren. Even more shocking, guys, my computer crashing when I was about halfway through this cast was pretty unfortunate. Looks like it's gonna do it again. Jesus, please hang in there, little laptop. You've done me good for about 3 years now, maybe even 4. 3 or 4 years, about 4 years. Don't quit now. I need you desperately. Anna's starting off with a Nexus first here. I'm gonna go ahead and grab that gateway. Gets scouted right away. Darren does have the option here to pull some SCVs and try to break this. The barracks here in the front. But it looks like she's preparing to throw down her own Nexus, or her own command center, excuse me. And she does. Anna reacting a little bit harshly here. Double gateway before gas means that she's preparing for that full-on pull. An attempted cancel by Darren. The bunker rush, but it's not coming. A little overcommittal. That does cost Anna a little bit here. She's probably going to build 2 zealots as well. There's the Marines, so pulling some probes here as well. Going to try to stop a bunker that is never going to come. Good pullback. Ooh, really close to losing that probe. But we'll run forward here and try to get this around. Wow, bringing the probe forward that had no HP. And loses a couple of probes there for just 1 Marine. Not the best trade. Anna definitely should have sent that red low health probe back to the base, but Darren did a great job of focusing that down. And makes up a little bit for this early Nexus. I think that Darren's going to be feeling fine about her position here. Especially forcing double zealot and back home. All she's got is a bunker with a great little wall in here. Nothing to be done with these 2 zealots, by the way. If you come across the map here and try to run by or attack the bunker or whatever, there's just nothing you can do. So Anna's sitting here with 2 useless units right now, rather than the earlier cybernetics core and the earlier tech, the earlier gas. So feeling good about Darren's position. She's grabbing her double factory. Everything gonna slow down here for a little bit. We don't have the spinning cybernetics core just yet, so perhaps a robotics facility gonna come down here before range. We'll see it. We'll see about that though. Been kind of trending recently. There it is. Robotics before range. We may end up having a pretty quick Reaver shuttle here. With the 2 zealots, it kind of translates well. At least you get some value out of those early zealots by throwing them in the dropship with the Reaver. You can drop them on some tanks. Try to get some kills in the main base. Hiding a probe down here near 6 o'clock. I'm not sure. Okay, pylon. Scouting pylon here. A nicely placed one. Gonna give her plenty of forewarning if there were a dropship coming in towards the base. Looks like barely missing the SCV, and it may end up getting up here into the main. No, Anna on top of that. Gonna drop back and hold position on the ramp here. Not gonna let this SCV get the full scout. Does see Dragoons popping out. That doesn't really tell her much. The only information that is important is that there's no range yet. You can definitely tell right now with that Dragoon chasing. No range at all. Back at home. Siege mode is now done. This SCV gonna make it back home as well. And oh my god, running straight into the natural. Almost losing a Dragoon there. Anna slipping up a little bit there. Committing too hard onto that SCV. Doesn't lose anything, but some hull damage on one of those Dragoons. Armory back at home. Turrets are being set up pretty defensively. Are ready for any sort of DT drop. But not well placed for denying a Reaver drop here. So we'll see if she actually can get in and deal some damage. Did I see a robotics support bay in the main base? I don't think I did. Got an observer here, spotting this move out of 5 vultures. Darn gonna get out on the map and start to put down some mines here, looking for probes, trying to take bases. Getting those mines in some annoying spots. The front has been completely scouted here. Darn's build, totally revealed. Only 2 factories have been purchased, so... Ooh, losing a Dragoon in the front. That was that Dragoon from earlier which got injured. Just kind of walking out to its death. Not exactly how you want to play, but... Darren, excuse me, just mix their names up. Mix their names together like a blender there. Dana. Where did that come from? Wow, 3rd base on location here. Darren just gonna go for it. That's very punishable. For sure. That's a great opportunity actually for Anna, who's going into, it looks like, Arbiter on her side of the map. It's a fantastic opportunity here for Anna to break this base and trap Darn inside her main. Ooh, loses that probe, not able to throw down the Nexus in time, unfortunately. And Darn gonna slow that base down, whereas her base on the other side of the map is already on the way, on location. 2 factory expand is not really a thing, guys. It's kind of impossible to hold with only 2 factories against modern Protoss play, and she's actually gonna slip in here as well, but only with 1 vulture and should be finished off relatively quickly. 2 kills, maybe 3. Yeah, does get that 3rd kill. Not too bad for those throwaway vultures, the ones that have already laid their mines. Just getting that extra little value is amazing for Darren right now, and Anna is just taking more bases. I don't like this. I think this is going to put her in a really tough spot. 5 factories have now been finished, but with this 3rd base already done and uncontested, Darren is going to be maxing out incredibly fast here. She literally took a 3rd base on like 4 tanks, guys. It's... I know that I used the word literally wrong there, but you'll have to forgive me. It's pretty ridiculous here. Pretty darn ridiculous. This should not be a thing. Just got a great SimCity in the 3rd base, though. That is for sure. Some supply depots, turrets, and other just annoying buildings sitting across that ramp, making a very difficult position for Dragoons to run through. Ooh, gonna walk up into mines once again. Anna being a little bit outclassed here. I think that Darren playing super greedy, not getting punished, is going to have an incredible mid-game push here. You can see we're at just 10 minutes 30. This is around the time when Terran players will generally push out to start taking their third base, not have their third base down and mining for over a minute. Darren's going to be able to add on even more factors, going up to like 8 facts right now. Going into her +2 as well. Getting everything that she wants. Everything her heart desires. Everything a growing Terran player needs. All the tanks, vultures. Even can get some science vessels now with that third gas mining away. You're going to have enough income to do it all here. And the positioning, both players at the bottom of the map, I think it's a straight shot for Darn to push down towards that base, the third base of Anna. It's really not that far, and while you're pushing, you can actually take another base at the 6 o'clock as well here as Darren. Just push forward and take that high ground. On the 6 o'clock base is practically yours. And all you need to do is just keep rallying forward and push it towards the third and natural. I'm worried for Anna here. She's moving through the map with some Dragoons. She doesn't have an observer with these, though. That's always very scary. There are some mines on the map here. Actually, Darn has great vision over the majority of the bases on the map. She's got mines at that top right. She's got mines at the top left. She knows what bases have been taken, what bases have not. Even gonna win that little battle there. Continuing to hold the 12 o'clock with 1 HP Vulture. Wow. That's ridiculous. Aaron's starting to move forward here with 185 supply, actually ahead of Protoss at this point. Despite Protoss being on 4 bases here, Anna is struggling to keep up in supply, and Darn is ready to go now. Only +1 is done. That's how fast this push is coming, guys. We're at 13 minutes. Anna is... Or, excuse me, Darn is basically maxed out. There it is. The max happens, and the Dragoons wander around this doodad in the middle, this wall in the middle here, kind of messing up their AI. Darren having to react to this kind of attempted backstab here. I think that Anna just trying to buy some time as much as she can by forcing Darren to move in this direction. But this army's getting pretty far away from the base here and eating some mines as well. These vultures just going to town, ripping apart zealots. Zealots gonna run forward here and just get shredded. Not the way you want to fight against large amounts of vultures. You really want to use your dragoons and keep the zealots back until the real engagement happens. But Anna kind of panicking here, running back full steam all the way towards the top of the map now, trying to get her forces together on the right hand side. There's some mines over there she's gonna eat as well. Okay, does clear those out. First Arbiter is out here. She's gonna need the spells of her life to make this hold work. Double Stargate in the main. She should have plenty of Arbiters coming out here shortly. Moving towards this high ground now. This is the point of contention on the map. Let's see how she does. EMP comes down. Darn, with that already. Able to get the EMP off, but 2 great stasis here in the middle now, sieging up with a huge amount of tanks. Darn gonna shove this back. Anna does have to retreat. And not too much was killed there. Darn just dropping down to 180 supply, whereas Anna losing about 50 supply there. Eating some big shots from those tanks. And her macro's slipping a little bit here. You can see 1,400 minerals and about 1,000 gas now being dumped into those macro rounds, but there's hardly anything popping out right now at the gateways. Just a few dragoons and a few zealots running out the front here. Darren a pretty big skill gap here between our Protoss player and our Terran. Darn just crushing forward right now and rallying straight towards her opponent. Looks like Anna not ready to take this fight. Her forces are all in the north, looping around, gonna head down towards Darren's natural, it looks like, while taking this base in the top right hand corner. But this is a scene we've seen before. Darren just breaking into the Protoss natural so quickly. Ooh, these tanks are forfeit. 4 tanks in the middle of the map are gonna get cleaned up with relative ease here. It's kind of a serious loss, but it's not going to go much farther than that. This Arbiter doesn't have the energy, I think, for a big recall or any ability really to change this game and the way that it's going. Darn does indeed take that 6 o'clock base as she pushes through the bottom side of the map, just taking that base behind her push here. A great play. Now gonna move towards taking out this 4th, and this is really the do or die moment here. Anna gonna shove forward with her forces, try to make something happen. Arbiter has enough for a stasis, but pushed back by the science vessel, just the presence of which forces these Protoss units away, forces the Arbiters back. Another couple of Arbiters gonna come out here, and Zealot Wave rushing forward, gonna be able to take out these tanks that are trying to break the main. And this is what we usually expect, is Terran players who try to break the main base in a Terran versus Protoss match do usually get shut down in that action. Some stasis going down here, but it's not going to be enough to save the Nexus. It won't be enough to take out this army either. And Darren will end up shutting down that 4th base. Surprisingly, not taking out the base at the bottom side here. There's still some mining going on for Anna. Kind of down at that 6 o'clock, the 3rd base. They're going to start to snag bases all over the map now, as Anna is desperately struggling to put an army together to try and break this. Just at 100 army supply, though. Not much hope left over for the Protoss race. This is a bit of a clinic here, and that's really the way it's been throughout. With these Darren games just crushing FaZe. I'm sure Toss Girl sitting in the back room, maybe watching over her shoulder, just admiring the fruits of her teaching as Darn just crushes through her opponents here in this finals of KCM. Looks like one final push out here from Anna as she drops below 81 supply. I don't think there's much left, but looks like she will actually break through the natural. But I feel that the next round of units should be the killing blow. Already at 180 supply is Darn. She's got so much to work with here. We're barely mining on Anna's side of the map. All these probes coming out to the natural with no nexus to work with. Darn with that base over in the 3 o'clock. I think that clutches it. As long as she holds on to that. I mean, even if she doesn't hold on to that, just with the army she's accumulated so far, I doubt that Anna will ever be able to break that. They should be nearing 3-3 at this point. 3 o'clock looks like it will get shut down, but that leaves a pretty big hole in the defenses here from Anna. That's like half of her army over here in the 3 o'clock. And there are just so many tanks sieging up here in the natural. They are going to crush through this small Dragoon army. I don't know what that Arbiter was doing, but it is going nowhere fast. GG is called. Anna taps out, and Darren takes yet another kill. 4 kills. Quadra kill. Hell yeah. Definitely earning that all kill cash. We do have at least one more game left for you guys, though. Of course, we do have that revive. I imagine it'll be Bohai who makes a return to the stage here to try and regain the Protoss honor. I would be shocked if it was anybody else, but let's see how it goes, guys. And jump into our next game. Let's go into it. All right, we were correct. Bohai gonna be coming out for our revive player. We're gonna say our final match, but it's not possibly not our final match, right? If she manages to take down Darn here, we do have Toss Girl, and then a revive for the Terran squad. So a lot of heavy lifting still left to be done for Bohai, but not impossible, right? Not impossible. Darn took down 4 players. Totally possible. Bohai could turn things around here, take down Darn, take down Toss Girl, and take down the revive. Just need to win 3 games in a row. That's it. And she's starting things off here with a gas steal. Darn was hiding an SCV on the outside, and that SCV is going to head down here. And what is she going to build? Is it going to be a barracks? It looks to be a barracks down here, and I think she is predicting Bohai going to gas steal into fast expand, like 14 Nexus, something like that. And that is not what is happening on Bohai's side of the map. Unfortunately for Darn, she is gonna be sending Marines into a bunch of Zealots being produced on this side of the map, so that's no good. I wonder what she does here. She's just gonna rally Marines in? I feel like that's a terrible option. Looks like this probe is actually looking down at the bottom left. Is she searching for this barracks? She is. Oh my goodness, she finds it. And I think she can finish, but no, she cancels. Oh man. The cancel there on that barracks, so unfortunate. Having that spotted out, there's just going to be Zealots rallying to that location to kill every Marine as it pops out. So does go ahead and cancel. Going to try to play out a normal game now from this position. It's going to be rough, but if anyone can do it, I think Darren should be able to pull it out here. She's got a good Sim City with the 2 supply depots and the barracks here. Even gonna pull some SCVs just to make sure that she wins this fight here. Gotta take her low ground and actually get that base going. Yikes, these Zealots jumping on top of the Marines gets 2 Marine kills right off the bat, and the 1 SCV does go down as well. Oh, blocking with the SCVs, doing the Protoss's work for them there. Ooh, that is super painful. And with only 1 Marine left. Oh man, blocking that Marine as well. Darn just falling apart here. Bohai taking complete control, and it is so hard to come back in a position like this. Once things have started to fall apart, it is nearly impossible. Gonna try to get this around here with the SCVs, but great pullbacks there from Bohai. Just gonna continue to rally forward. The Dragoon should be coming out pretty shortly here, and it's very simple closer from this position. Just keep on harassing the Terran opponent. Get that Nexus down. Oh, another Marine goes down. Darn just falling apart with the micro. I thought she was gonna have not too much of a problem. When I saw that supply depot wall, I felt like she was gonna be fine, but 6 kill Zealot finally goes down in the main base. Darn gonna stabilize here, but from a ridiculously behind position. That factory is going to come down here, and another Zealot running in, getting another kill on a Marine. Still not able to get the command center down here and 600 minerals sitting in the bank. Darren is so far behind at this point. It's going to be incredibly hard to make any sort of a comeback from this position, especially against a player the caliber of Bohai. The only reason, well, maybe not the only reason, but one of the main reasons. Oh my god, Bohai getting even more kills with these zealots. That's crazy. Really lacking on the marine micro here. Darren getting picked apart. More, oh god, Dragoons coming across the map too. This is gonna be a quick game, guys. As I was saying, the main reason Darren was able to take down Bohai in that earlier game was because of the build there. Getting those getting that rally going across the map and just constantly attacking. What was it, a 5 factory, just all in attack that eventually managed to net her a win, and now she's not even going to be able to finish her natural base here. Those 2 Dragoons behind the bunker, steadily taking that down. Eventually she is going to have to cancel with only 400 HP left. She pulls the trigger with a bunch of SCVs. Can she actually get a surround here and kill one of these? She does get the surround at least. Oh, but she messes it up and the surround is lost. These Dragoons manage to make their way behind this mineral line. Another Dragoon gonna run up inside here. Where is the tank? We need that tank. Okay, the tank is finally out. We're getting a surround on the Dragoons at least finally, but more SCVs are going down. That command center finally gonna finish up here, but so much has been lost. And Bohai is just insanely far ahead right now. There's the Reaver. That should be the clutcher. What should finish off this game? I don't see any turrets here. Nothing that shoots up besides those Marines. And unfortunately, I think that this is as far as Darren goes. At least we're going to get a Toss Girl Bohai game in. I was afraid that we weren't going to see Toss Girl at all, but seems like she's going to be able to make a showing here. Only mining with 2 probes on the gas. That's a little bit funny. Must have clicked the gas geyser with one of those probes just a smidge too early as it was finishing up. There's the engineering bay. Gonna be canceled here, or at least halted in production for a little while. Ooh, that Dragoon being dropped in the main base here, just soaking up a ton of damage while this Reaver dishes it out. 4 Dragoons at the front. I think she breaks in here, no problem. There's nothing in this bunker, so the bunker's gonna get broken. The Reaver gonna continue to deal damage, picking off additional vultures in the main base, and the Dragoon should be able to finish off the rest. Yeah, I'm gonna run right up the ramp here, and the Reaver from behind. This should be it. GG should be called. Ooh, good focus on the Reaver, but that tank goes down, and the Dragoons here on the high ground. GG, Darren taps out, and Bohai brings it back for the Protoss. Okay, finally we do have the ringer here, the team leader and the team coach for the Terrans, Toss Girl. Over here in the top left-hand corner, down in the bottom left, Bohai. Managing finally to take down Darren in that last game. Let's see if she can repeat that success. I did take a look, guys, at the coaches. Once again, Protoss coach was Ample, so traitor to his race. Ample coaching the Protoss squad against Terran in this KCM finals. Are you feeling a little bit disappointed in his coaching skills right now because Terran is light years ahead? Oh, I forgot to cross off Darren's name. She has been eliminated. Or she could come back. I mean, she probably deserves it. Let's be real here. Managing to take down 4 players on the Protoss squad. If anyone deserves a revive, it's definitely her. So if Toss Girl doesn't manage to perform here, we may end up seeing Bohai make a reappearance. But I think Toss Girl should be able to clutch it out. I just have that feeling. I think this is the premier. This is the strongest female Starcraft player that we have. Definitely Bohai in the running for sure. She is the ASL champion, the previous ASL ladies champion. But in my heart of hearts, guys, Toss Girl is the GOAT here of ladies Starcraft. So if she can't win a best of 1 or even with a revive, I mean, she could get revived 1 out of 2 games, I would be shocked. Cannon coming down here in the front. Okay, interesting. She did go for that early Nexus. But SCV does a lot of damage, man. And a Marine coming up here. The probes are a little bit late to the party. She is going to come forward and try to stop this from occurring, but Marine plus SCV, that's quite a bit of DPS, and that pylon, or that cannon, is pretty low. It does manage to warp in those 44 HP left over on it. More than enough to deal with a squad of Marines at least. Funnily enough, they certainly do die quickly when they're warping in, but they're incredibly effective against Marines. The DPS is just super high, so you need something a little bit more powerful to deal with them. Actually, you need tanks, let's be honest. Vultures without upgrades get completely shredded by cannons as well, so cannon expand here from Bohai, working out nicely. Not a single loss of a probe just yet. There's that first kill of the game. First blood here for Toss Girl. Kind of looked like those SCVs were going to be pulled as some sort of attack here, but Toss Girl just sending those to the natural. Is rallying up tanks and vultures right now towards the front. There's the tank the bunker going down here in the front. That's just barely in range, so Bohai knows about this, but tank plus 1 Marine, no, 2 Marines, excuse me, 3 Marines and a vulture. That's quite a bit of DPS, and that needs to be respected. This tank must be getting siege mode right now, and there's only 1 cannon here, so that'll go down very quickly. There's a siege as well. This is a very interesting attack, very intricate move here from Toss Girl. Gonna try and break down this wall before Bohai can get set up. A bunker push, shoving forward towards the front. Is she building a tank right now or more vultures? Just with 1 tank, can she actually break through? I feel like Bohai can buy enough time to get some zealots out here and actually beat back this attack. All she need to do is take down this tank and it should be over. Mines being thrown down now right at the front. Gonna lose a few probes here on the gas as well. Gonna run 1 zealot out and eat some mines. And now pulling the probes. Gonna run forward with the Dragoon. Try to pick off some of these mines. Going for the tank. There we go. Gets the tank. 3 Dragoons remain. Can she dive on the second tank though? No, just gonna back away. And the second tank immediately running forward to siege. Getting a few shots here on this tank, but not able to take it down. And the last Dragoon falls. 36 HP on that tank. But 2 more Dragoons come running out here and will shove that back. Nice pullback by Toss Girl just to keep that tank alive. Super important. Ooh, loses a Dragoon though. Bohai, thinking she was safe, hold positions those Dragoons just outside the natural and ends up losing one of them. She really needs to keep these numbers high. This is still a big threat here at the front of her natural, and it needs to be dealt with quickly before additional tanks arrive and more mines are set up. But Toss Girl, she's got the momentum here. She's right in the front, adding on more tanks, adding on more Marines. The Vultures are arriving, a Stargate on the way. Interesting stuff there. Just in range of the pylon, not in range of the Nexus yet, so the timer is not quite on to Bohai. If that Nexus was being hit, then it would be a much more difficult situation for her. Now gonna run forward, try to hit this tank. And engineering bay, emergency engineering bay thrown down in the front, blocking things. What a clutch play, man. This is boxer level play here, just throwing down buildings right in the front. Oh, that mine, triple kill mine there in the front, just wrecking those Dragoons. And now a Vulture running into the main, starting to deal some damage here. Gonna pick off a ton of probes. And Bohai is falling apart. Toss Girl with a crazy early game attack here. Finding a hole and exploiting it to the best of her ability. Oh man. Bohai struggling so hard here just to gain control of her natural, not able to do so. Robo on the way finally. Stargate really not going to be useful here. I'm surprised she decided to build that at that moment, because she really needed some way to clear out these mines rather than, I don't know what that's for, Arbiter or Carrier. I'm not really sure. It looks like the Nexus about to go down. It does get focused. And it falls. There's a huge mine hit, killing off the remainder of the probes. GG. And Toss Girl clutches it out for the Terran Rays, giving them the win in the season. A beautiful Terran victory there to end things off. An exciting conclusion. I was expecting a long, drawn-out macro game between Toss Girl and Bohai, but pretty cool push there, exploiting that early cannon that she managed to do so much damage to with that SCV plus Marine. Never seen a bunker push quite like that with just a single tank rallying. I think with just a one factory bunker push, but it worked out fantastically, and it manages to defeat even the best of the best Bohai, the ASL champion. So you know it's good, man. Hey, look at that. Now you guys know how to deal with a cannon fast expand from the Protoss in your ladder games. I don't know when that's going to become relevant. Not sure if that's the current meta or not. I really haven't played Terran for a long time, but there you have it, guys. That's the correct way to deal with a cannon fast expand from the Protoss. Nicely done. GG. Go into our results here and sign off. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. It's been a pleasure. I hope you enjoyed the ladies finals of the KCM. If you want to see more, definitely leave a comment down below. I read all of those, and most of them I end up replying to, but I do read them all, so I appreciate it. Helps keep the channel going and gets, you know, the algorithm on our side. Lets me know also that there are people who want to see these games. A little bit of a fringe thing, and I mean, if you're here at the end of my ladies KCM video, we know that you're the hard of the hardcore. So thank you so much for being here, guys. It's been a lot of fun. I'll see you guys in the next video.